What do we have to apologize for? Are we using the ancient term?
Huh?
The apology.
Apologos. What? The ancient term?
Archipelago.
Like
Yeah,
the apology
Archipelago.
Of someone
I can't even
with
Like an
pronounce
apologist?
that correctly.
An apologism?
Isn't there? Whatever.
Alright, guys.
All right.
Antiquated
3,
is an apology.
2, 1.
I was gonna do this joke too. Why did
I'm
you
the
read
only
my
one-
mind?
Wait, why do we have to clap?
That's a joke now?
Why do we have to clap?
Oh. Been a while.
Oh my god.
Hey,
I was
that
gonna
wasn't
say
a
that.
joke.
I was gonna say that as a joke, and then you said it real.
I got it.
I've been up.
Straight up to that.
I woke up at 6 today.
Folks, welcome to Mind Mode.
Oh.
It's a three dudes podcast. It's 3 guys on the
Yeah.
cast.
Could be a sitcom.
I don't know if we're really trying to revolutionize the form here by making a podcast consisting of 3 guys
3 men.
shooting the shit, talking. I'm sorry, I'm supposed to stop swearing.
No script. Unscripted.
No script. How
Can
about
we restart? I didn't mean to swear.
Yeah, I think we're gonna get our.
Wait,
I think
do we have the explicit tag?
I don't want to get the explicit tag.
We already got the
Is
explicit
this
tag.
part of
What?
Is this a joke?
Has someone cussed on here?
I have the mouth of an
We've
angel.
cussed on here?
I
Never.
don't remember.
No.
I don't
once.
think we have.
Never.
Really?
I don't want that tag.
Shit!
Impressive.
Oh.
Ah, shit.
Oh God, we're gonna get that E tag.
This is Matthew. I'm here on the podcast along with 2 other people who are sitting in my apartment this week. We got...
Stanlin.
Michael.
And my cat Mika is about to jump on the table. Listen up.
Oh, wish she could be on the
Michael,
cast.
you made a noise. I wanted them to hear the cat jumping on the table.
Mika's on the table.
Look, I'm not going to request an apology for that. But,
Look, I got an opener.
okay.
What is it? Go for it.
It's a 1-line opener.
An opener? What is an opener?
You were saying we got 3 men on the cast.
Uh-huh.
So there's a show called 2.5 Men.
Or there's a movie called 3 Men and a Baby. Okay, go ahead.
3 Men and a Baby.
Yeah, it's a movie.
Why do we name our podcast 3 Wise Men?
Why? Why?
Yeah, who are you, Melchior?
Yeah. Which one is he?
I'm Balthazar.
Is he Myrrh?
I don't remember.
The original Greek meaning for apology
Wait, it's Balthazar or Melchior?
is
or who?
defense or
I can't remember.
justification.
Okay, so Stanley just gave the dictionary definition of apology because I think
Original Greek.
I wanted to give a brief, super brief apology at the top of this cast, and I'm gonna bring this down to a somber note. I just feel like we've been receiving a lot of feedback.
Yeah.
And it's just become clear to me that everyone else can tell that this show's just been a total smoke show lately. It's been complete disaster.
Smoke show.
What?
That's an idiom?
What?
What the fuck is a smoke
So-
show?
What are you talking about?
What do you mean smoke show?
I mean, it's been unclear.
Oh, smoke show.
Smoke show. Yeah.
It's been a fire, a trash fire.
If you could
a
be
smoke
in
show.
Matthew's apartment right now, you couldn't even see out the window.
Hey, legitimately, I had to take down a fire alarm, fire detector this morning.
Yeah. So
That's why there's a chair in that
if
room.
you want to set a fire here, no one's gonna know.
And you have to because it's a fucking smoke show in here. So I just wanted to get a quick apology out for that. We're gonna try to work on that, tighten it up a little bit for next week. This week's gonna be bad still. I'm sorry, but it is. Next week will be better. And when I say next week, I mean like 2 weeks to a month from now when we release the cast after this one.
What are we going to change?
If we're clearing that out, what do you mean?
Yeah, we're clearing the smoke.
We're clarifying.
The smoke. So we're going to be talking different?
Yeah,
Okay, so we're each gonna get an
less
accent.
coughing.
Okay.
I'm gonna bring food for everyone next time.
Michael, you said you had something to apologize for on this cast as well. Am I wrong here?
Bringing a hoagie only for
I
yourself.
want to apologize for the American flag.
Oh, I thought you meant you had 2 apologies. Okay.
I only have one. I don't have. This is my only apology.
Okay.
I apologize to the American flag. I may have seen one on the back of someone's car. It's been a long time since I saluted or put my hand over my heart. And you know what? I wish there are many more occasions to engage in this activity. So I apologize to the flag of the United States of America.
And to the Republic?
I'm going to stop it there.
Okay. Sorry about that. I had to deal with I said this one was going to be bad, guys. I don't know what to tell you.
This is terrible.
So look, we're committing here. We're doing a bad podcast today.
Yeah, we're doing this. This is a bit.
This is going to be a bad one. So if you don't like what you've heard so far, it's going to get worse.
What is that?
Do a little ASMR.
Okay.
Mika's toy.
Hey, going back to what I said, 2.5 men.
Yeah, where were we?
We're 3 whole men. Podcast.
3 Whole Men. That's a great podcast name.
Or 3
3.5 men.
I was trying to. I like the name 3 Blind Mice, but
What does that have to do with
I don't know. I was trying to come up with like a connection of mice
Michael,
to
this is
humans.
becoming
Why are we
A
doing
smoke show
a
again.
meta cast?
What are you talking about?
What do you?
We're talking
The
about
mic
the
isn't
name of
on.
the cast.
The mic isn't on. Nothing's recording.
This is not real. We're
What's
not
that?
recording yet.
That's Matt's computer. I don't know what you're pointing at. Okay. Well, Stanley doesn't
All right.
know how to use recording
So
software.
we really got ready. We got to get ready for recording this cast.
Yeah,
today,
okay.
guys. Are you ready to record?
All right. 3,
I'm always on.
2, 1.
1.
Welcome to Mind
Oh!
Mode, the podcast where 3 guys sit on the couch, we're chilling. Michael's got his feet up, Sale's got his feet down, I got 1 foot up and 1 foot down. You might say 3.5 men. Anyway, today on the podcast we got rants, we got raves, dreams, giants, cravings.
We've already made all the apologies we're gonna make.
What are you talking about? That's not on the
We
cast.
just started the
Oh,
cast.
We just started the podcast. Okay.
That was wait. That was a past
Wait, was
life
that
memory.
another start?
I just regressed to my past life.
All right, we're
Lost.
ranting. Stanley, you have a rant.
I actually do have one.
Let's hit us with that. In the words of Kendrick Lamar,
Hit me with that.
hit me with that bullshit.
I was trying to read for class.
Trying.
Trying, and then I didn't have the physical copy of the book because I'm in Houston and it's in.
And there's no books allowed here.
There's no books in Houston. This specific book is not here. So I had to get the ebook, and I got the ebook, and I wanted to read it on this open source ebook reader, which has some like note-taking stuff that's useful. But then I tried to do it, and then there was this notification I got that it's DRM protected. So I went into like this whole research. I basically stopped reading because I was trying to figure out how to get rid of that, and then I realized, I guess I learned that the DRM restrictions on ebooks are just progressively getting
Stronger.
tighter and stronger.
What does that mean? Isn't it just like a PDF?
No.
Tight like a book cover.
Bound.
That's
More. Hey,
a good.
seems like we've made a way to find books more binding than their covers.
I wish those ebooks had a little spine to them.
Yeah.
What's more spineless than an ebook?
All right. Anyway,
Hey, I think we've covered this enough already. You know, we go back to what Sale
Well,
was
how about we
saying.
turn the page?
Oh my god. So the restrictions actually restrict
Is this like an
you,
epilogue to the... Go ahead.
All right.
restrict you to a specific application. So like Kindle, for example, has this new format that they just released
Called
I forgot.
Jenner.
I don't know. It's like some dot something. But
.com?
kind of. It's like the extension, whatever the file extension is.
.kobs.
Yeah, basically.
Yeah.
But it restricts that to Kindle only, so you can't move it around to other platforms because they don't want you to
locked
copy.
to your Kindle.
Yeah, exactly. But it sucks because you own the book.
Yeah, DRM.
You don't own the book.
So you don't. Yeah, basically.
No, DRM means you're renting anything you own digitally.
But
essentially.
So it's a trick that you own it because you don't actually own the text. You have to use their proprietary software to read the text, which is so dumb because first of all, the Kindle app kind of sucks.
Yeah.
And I don't know. I was just reading about DRMs and I was like, this is like with a regular text, you can write in it, you can give it to other people, I guess it's much easier to copy on digital, which is why DRMs exist.
Yeah, I prefer REM.
But anyway,
Steel's about to have a second rant about being able to get his points across without being interrupted on the podcast.
Well, yeah.
Stalen's first and only rant.
All right.
I don't know. I was just so frustrated.
No, it's terrible.
And
that's like the same thing for almost anything these days. If you don't buy a physical copy, you basically have no guarantee you're going to be able to keep it
or you
use
torrent
it in the future.
Yeah.
Or even use it to the same extent that you would be able to.
This is what you do. Torrent it. Leave a $10 bill. B and N.
Not
Barnes
a
and
good
Noble.
abbreviation.
That's kind of what I was trying to do. I was like, all right, I'm just gonna buy the Kindle book and then remove the DRM somehow. There's like DRM removal tools, so I was like working on that for like
you're
2
gonna miss your
hours.
robot.
Did you just Google like PDF?
Yeah, I did that too. It wasn't available.
And what was the book?
Dominion of the Dead.
So Harrison gotcha.
Yeah.
Damn.
He got me.
You know what PDF means to an explicit podcast?
I don't want to know what you have to say. Stop. Don't say it.
Poopy.
Stop.
Doo-doo fart.
Oh, shit. And 3, 2, 1.
Oh!
Blind mode.
Welcome to the podcast. 3 blind men.
3 blind men. We got Matthew on the couch.
Stanlin.
I can't. Where
Michael's
am I
here
close
too.
to the mic? I can't see it.
You're the closest to the mic.
We haven't started recording yet.
Our mic. All right, so I'm gonna go hit record on the podcast. We're gonna start.
Okay.
So, Michael, do you have a rant this week? All right, I think Michael's pulling the first ever Michael skip.
Let me tell you.
The Michael
You
miss.
can't be angry. I'm gonna rant.
Uh-oh.
I'm gonna rant about
This is extemporaneous.
weightlifting.
Uh-oh.
If you're gonna weightlift, you're gonna get hurt. Let me tell you.
Michael, how many times have you hurt yourself weightlifting in the last 12 months? Like 3, 4 times?
Yeah. Maybe.
Ooh.
Nah. I don't know. Like, I don't think I've ever had like a serious injury. Like mild discomfort, maybe like 3 or 4 times this past year. This time, I really, I don't know, made my sacroiliac, I think that's the word, joint very angry, and I'm not gonna seriously weightlift anymore.
I'm gonna hold you to this, by the way.
When I watch,
you've told me this before, and then you hurt yourself
this,
again.
well, this is the clincher. This hurt way too much to.
Wait, what was that? Way too
much.
No cursing on the cast, Michael.
What?
No cursing.
What did I say?
You said this hurt way too.
Fart?
You started saying a word.
Floop? Spy Kids?
All I'm gonna say.
Faloozy. Anyways, so I may watch Arnold's Generation Iron. I may Pumping Iron. I might watch Generation Iron. I might watch the Conor McGregor documentary.
Yeah.
And I'm gonna get sad. I might cry a little bit. I can't compare myself to these 5-star athletes anymore. I can't get in the ring with them
anymore.
Listen, 3 blind men We're trying to mirror the listener experience.
This is a weightlifting podcast.
You can't see us, we can't see you, but if you saw me right now, you'd see a Greek god.
Who's hurt.
Yeah.
He's really hurt.
I'm good.
He's bleeding.
But
he's got ligament hanging out.
I'm going to end this rant with a suggestion. Take care of yourself. Don't get big. Work on your joints, baby. Do some cardio. Swim. Yoga.
Okay. And 3, 2, 1. Welcome to Mind Mode, everybody. Worst podcast on the World Wide Web. WWW123 blind men on the podcast and one half man, one baby. Okay, so
one
this
half
week
man, one baby.
we're gonna be ranting, and this
one
week
cat.
you guys are you've ranted, and I'm gonna rant.
Well, we got some apologies to do.
I think we have an apology to do. This cast is a smoke show, and it's gonna get worse. And I have a rant this week. I'm using the Matthew Miss. I'm not going to be ranting this week.
Oh, shit.
Dang.
And Stanley, was that a curse word?
Oh, yeah.
3, 2, 1.
Welcome to
Mind.
Welcome to the For General Audiences Only cast. Listen, we got that explicit tag. Ignore it. Get your kids on here.
Put kids next to the phone. I mean...
Hey. Stressed out mothers out there. I've heard about this. Moms get their children to listen to Mozart, listen to Bach, listen to Dora the Explorer. Next time your baby is crying, don't put a pacifier in their mouth. Put on Mind Mode. Put on our podcast. They're going to stop crying in a second. But we got no curse words on this cast. It is infant friendly. We got no fucking curse words on here.
All right.
So what's our topic for today,
boys? This week we have a
fine
topic. We're here to talk to you about the fabric of the universe, the way atoms have collided to bring us here to where we are. You know, if you start from the beginning...
Talking about quantum entanglement.
Do you believe it? Well, I was going to the real topic, Stanley.
Oh.
3, 2, 1... Welcome to the Real Mind Mode podcast, the official part of the podcast where we start talking about the real shit we're talking about. We don't apologize for curse words. We don't apologize for being a fucking smoke show. This is the only cast where you're going to hear Michael, Stanley, Matthew,
Michael.
I'm not going to do it. I'm not going to start it over. Here we go.
Listen, people. Listen, babies who've had their mothers put headphones on their ears.
Are we going into the real thing?
Yeah. We're talking about unpredictability.
We're talking about fate, misfortune,
serendipity.
3 sides of one coin.
So, I would call you most unfortunate if you listen to the first 15 minutes of this podcast. You probably were taken on a wild ride.
Yeah.
A lot of unpredictable twists and turns, some loop-de-loops out there. But
there's no but.
Can I intro the topic?
Didn't I?
I don't know. Are we? Listen. So here's the deal. Michael watched a movie. Michael, you watched
A Serious Man.
A seriously funny movie.
We've all seen it.
We've all seen this movie. I think we all enjoyed the film. But this isn't just a movie cast, so don't turn it off yet.
Mm-hmm.
So one of the themes in that movie is,
misfortune.
Yeah, misfortune.
And how you deal with it.
How to deal with it.
How you don't deal with it well. Whatever.
In addition to that,
what it means, anything. I think the conclusion in that movie is nothing. It doesn't mean anything. You just have to deal with it.
So do you want to give like a paragraph summary of what happens in the movie?
Okay. So there's a dad, a college professor,
Larry Gopnik,
Jewish family in, I don't know, the Midwest maybe.
Yeah.
You know where it is. Where does it take place?
It's in one of the Dakotas.
Oh, it is? Okay.
South Dakota.
I was guessing, but it is in the Midwest.
Because his brother tries to escape into North Dakota? Or into Canada?
It's possible. He tries to go to Canada, so it must be...
I think it's North Dakota.
Sure. But it could be upstate New York.
Could be.
I think it is upstate New York.
What?
It is... Isn't... No, sorry. I'm thinking of another movie I saw recently. Okay. The point is, bad stuff keeps happening to him. He goes to see his rabbis. They are like, bad stuff happens. You got to roll with it. It keeps happening. He thinks it's his fault. Maybe it's not. Bad stuff just keeps happening.
I think if he saw Marshak, he would have gotten the answer.
If you saw what?
If he got to see Marshak.
Oh, the third guy, the wisest guy.
Essentially, is it Michael Stahlberg or Michael Stolberg?
I don't know. It's him though.
We'll call him Mike.
Okay.
Anyways,
A little confusing. Sorry, go ahead.
We'll call him Michael. I'm Mike.
Listen.
I'm podcast Mike.
Okay.
Anyway, so Michael
Are we
in the
even going to
movie.
be using his name that much?
No.
Okay. Why do we have to clear that up?
He did a great job in the movie.
Yeah, he's a good actor. Sorry about not knowing your name.
He's essentially like seems like a pretty honest, well-to-do family man that just gets pretty much torn apart by fate. And they kind of like introduce the concept. I don't know.
He also kind of has his head in the sand. Like, he doesn't know. He doesn't predict anything that's about to happen to him.
And he acts very selfishly throughout the movie.
Yeah. He feels like it's just completely unfair when there were probably signs that he just completely ignored. Or
what were the signs?
Didn't care about.
I felt like I think he handled it pretty well. What were the signs?
You think he handled it well?
I mean, what were the signs? All right.
Like, if your wife is gonna come up to you in the middle of the night while you're grading papers and be like, "Hey, it's time for us to get a divorce," she's probably
serious.
She's probably been dropping hints. Like,
yeah.
she's probably hasn't.
Yeah, but he like. Okay, I think there's a lot of like play on like he gets heavily taken advantage of in a lot of ways. Like the man that his wife is marrying is essentially just gonna move into his home and just basically replace him as a father. And he bought that home, he owns it, and then what's his name? Ty Ableton?
Oh, Cy
Ableton? Ableman. When he dies, he has to pay for the funeral. And, like, this dude's life is totally falling apart. And
that's true.
He's, like, that, like, South Korean father, like, threatens to sue him if he doesn't give his kid a good grade. And, like, while he's in the... Like, people are dying right in front of him.
Yeah, but that's another thing where he could have dealt with it. And he just, like, held out to the last minute.
I think he, like, genuinely tried to be honest.
I think he just equivocates a lot. He just, like, doesn't,
he kind of
not
just sweeps,
firm.
He sweeps everything under the rug.
Yeah, or he's just like, well, I don't know what to do with this problem, so I'm just gonna, like, juggle it.
But I think that was...
like, not make a decision.
I think that was purposeful because I don't think the movie was trying to, like, make a claim about... I don't know. I don't think it was like the message is like you shouldn't be indecisive. It was like no
matter what you do.
Yeah, it was like this guy can't get out of this. I don't know, quagmire. Like he was in like a. I don't know.
I'm a little more critical of his.
I mean, he doesn't make all the best decisions, but I think Michael's right that the point of the movie is that it doesn't matter because the last shot of the movie is like. Literally like a tornado, something you can't stop, just like moving towards like his children.
And, okay, what's the best part about that is that they make the let's talk about the beginning of the movie. So they connect it to some like I don't know much about.
I think they just made it up.
Really?
Yeah, I don't think that's
Icelandic, like was it? Where was that?
That was like Serbia, right?
It's supposed to be some like old Jewish folktale type thing, but I think I read they just made it up for the movie, but I could be wrong on that.
But you want to go?
I don't remember it 100%. You go for it.
I guess we'll call it just like there's like a Jewish legend that they created that essentially, if you can, the entire like beginning of the movie is kind of illustrating that. If you do something, I don't know, if you do something dishonest, I forget what the guy does. Like, I forget what the Jewish man does at the beginning of the movie. But, like, if you do something wrongful or dishonest, like, it will catch up to you eventually. or something like that. And I think that was kind of what started the whole chain of events. Like,
oh, you think it's supposed to be a direct, like,
yeah,
line
I think
from that to what happens in the movie?
Well, I think it was just like to kind of prime that theme.
Wait, did that guy do anything wrong?
Which guy?
In the first story?
Yeah, I forget what he says. Like,
I thought he said he just found this guy like
no,
on the road.
He said like he was like, oh, what's it called, like a Dybbuk or something?
Yeah, the ghost. The Dybbuk is the ghost.
He's like, oh, I did something wrong, so he came after me.
No. That guy doesn't realize he's a Dybbuk.
He tells his wife he was helped on his way home by this guy, and he invites him in for soup, and she says, oh, that guy's dead, so it must be a Dybbuk.
Yeah.
And then the guy gets there, and he like just laughs it off, but she kills him, and then he leaves. But
the wife came up with some reason for why the Dybbuk is visiting
because he was already because he died, and then he was like somebody was like shaving him or something.
No. I know that they knew he was dead, but I'm trying to remember.
No, they both didn't know. Her husband didn't know he was dead.
Okay,
he thought he was just a guy.
But the wife says like there's a reason that the Dybbuk is visiting us, and I can't remember. Anyways, I think it was like a connection to I don't know, like kind of it kind of tried to make like a really comedic what's the right way of saying it?
I don't think that's it, Mika.
I don't know, like a comedic exhibition of like karma catching up to you or something like that.
Yeah.
I read that scene as just like, well, if there was really a Dybbuk, then this lady just like took action, and that's kind of the tension of the
You think
movie.
it's sort of a failure to take action is the main sort of...
No,
well,
I don't
it's
think
not.
that's
It's
it.
not exactly. I don't know if you could call it a failure. It's just that when like the main character, the professor, he is surrounded by other people who do take action around him. And so his world falls apart because other people around him are sure of themselves.
Yeah.
Like Cy Abelman is like the prime example of like a person who's so sure of himself.
Yeah.
Like almost like, yeah, absolutely ridiculously sure of himself. And that's when he has that dream where Cy Abelman's like, yeah, I know what's going on. Like you know all this math stuff, but like I actually know what's happening.
Uh-huh.
Yeah. I forgot about that scene. That guy's such a douchebag.
Yeah. But yeah, I feel like part of that beginning part was that woman was kind of the strong-willed person who was just like, all right, I'm just gonna deal with this. So just like stabs and doesn't ask any questions.
Right.
She just and then he leaves, and then the problem is solved. If there was a problem, I mean, it's kind of unclear whether he was a Dybbuk or not. But if he was, then the problem's solved. And
the connection I made was like the beginning of the movie, kind of the Dybbuk like characterized fate as like a supernatural force to make that more like concretely communicated to the audience and to connect it with like just Jewish superstition, I guess. It's kind of prevalent throughout the movie because like Larry does take action at the end of the movie and it still screws him.
Yeah.
So it's kind of, I think it was to really it was like to personify fate of just like,
so do you think
it can screw you and it doesn't matter.
So do you think there is like this idea of a fate thing, like consequential karmic fate in the
I don't
movie?
think, but I don't even think it's karmic.
No,
like
I honestly think that within the movie, one of the rabbis he talks to essentially says like, look, things are just gonna happen and you just have to roll with it. And I think in the cosmos of the movie, that is true. He's correct. Like, what you do in life does not have, it's not consequential to your action. It's just like God's will or whatever, and you just have to deal with it.
Yeah.
And that's your job.
And I think the I don't know, pretty much up until the meeting with the rabbi, and when he changes the grade and a tornado starts flying towards his son's school, like there really is like a feeling that like he's going, this is happening to him because Larry's a bad person. Like it is like a karmic play,
won't
but it's
accept
like
it. He just continues to think that if he fixes every little thing in his life.
Yeah,
he thinks that, but he also keeps making mistakes that he ends up having to atone for or whatever. But anyway.
But I don't know. I feel like everyone else in the movie was like very decisive and I guess assertive, but everyone was like Larry's probably the least selfish person in the movie.
I feel like he's more just like he's safe. He's careful.
He's conflict averse. Like he just doesn't want to.
Yeah,
like not like he goes over the naked woman's house that he sees, and I mean obviously he's attracted to her, but then he kind of he equivocates. He's like, well, I'm just here in a neighborly way, like I'm just here.
Yeah.
But I mean, it's clear that that's not his actual intention. Like,
ladies and gentlemen,
that was such a good scene.
This is a movie cast.
Goodness gracious.
But I just feel like part of the movie is saying, I mean, I don't think it's making any claims about like the cosmic fate or anything. I think it's more making a claim on like if a person believes strongly in a certain way of being, then they move through life in a much less
conflicted way.
Yeah, conflicted or like
I can see that
unclear way than like.
Well,
but at the same time,
can I bring something up? So one thing we haven't talked about at all is the brother character.
Yeah.
Who has this like book? What does he call it?
Mentaculus.
The Mentaculus?
Yeah.
Is that what it is? Yeah. He has this notebook where he's like scrawled out basically a like map of fate or something.
Probability of the universe.
Yeah, the probability of the universe, which, as far as we see in the movie, is correct.
It works. Yeah.
It totally works. And he's also portrayed as, I don't know, is he like mentally handicapped or something?
He's antisocial.
Or is he just...
No,
he's just kind of odd.
Okay.
He has like that pus that he has to drain.
Yeah, the
throughout the movie.
cyst.
And he got like arrested for gambling and
right,
and like soliciting prostitution also. I think.
I thought it was for being gay.
Oh, is that what it was?
Isn't it?
Oh yeah, it was sodomy.
Yeah.
Oh,
that's what they go after him for.
Yeah. Okay.
But so like it's so it is what you were saying, that this character even has like this. Even though it seems completely crazy, he has this set of rules that he follows, and it leads him correctly for most of the movie, at least.
I mean, in one aspect of his life, though.
Yeah.
I don't remember what happens with the brother.
He gambles.
But what about his Mentaculus? Like, what does he use that for? I remember
for
gambling.
Oh, okay, I missed that.
Like it works for.
I remember like Larry looking at it and being like, this is genius or something like that. Like, you made this. Why did they... Okay. Do you think... Or did you want to say anything more about that? They bring up the Schrodinger's cat problem, and I feel like... Do you feel like that has any relation... Yeah, it's like...
Oh, yeah,
remember because he's talking about with his Korean student...
Oh,
and he's like, I understand the narrative behind
but
the map,
I don't understand
the map.
So this is... Larry is the opposite way. Right? He understands, when in that dream of the uncertainty principle, he understands the math of the uncertainty principle. But Cy Abelman understands, like, not the math, but
like understands how it manifests itself in actual life.
Yeah, or some way of using it, like, not mathematically. So the Asian student understands it in a story kind of way, meaning maybe more intuitively or something than the rational mathematical way, which is the way that Larry understands things and is saying like, this is irrefutable, but it doesn't really translate over into like so this like informs my, you know, day-to-day activities. It doesn't really move into that realm.
So I 100% get why they would include the uncertainty principle. Why would they include Schrodinger's cat?
I mean, it's a similar thing, I think.
But isn't Schrodinger's cat like you influence your environment by acting on it? Like that's like you can only know reality once you've observed it, or something like that. Like
no. It's that there's two realities existing at once.
Yeah.
Okay.
And then only after you observe it do one of the realities occur.
But isn't it?
I think it's another. It's just sort of another just wrench in the whole like fate thing.
But
it's similar. It's similar to the uncertainty principle in that you can kind of get it mathematically, like how it works mathematically,
but it doesn't feel naturally.
Yeah,
correct.
It's not intuitive.
Right.
To understand it is unintuitive.
I bring this up. Like I understand the two realities thing, but what I don't know. They were talking about this in Silicon Valley.
Thank you.
How, like, if you were in a Schrodinger's cat situation and you open the box and the cat was dead, like, you don't know, like, if you never opened the box and the cat was dead, technically you're not responsible for the cat's death, in a way, because I don't know, they described it better than I can, but, like, you can, by opening the box, by taking that action, like, in a way, in some, I don't know if it's, like, fatal, I don't even think you can say it's, like, in a logical way. In some, like, philosophical way, you killed the cat.
Yeah, well, actually, in the Schrödinger's cat example, you actually killed the cat. Because before the moment of observation, the cat is both alive and dead. There's not,
okay.
It's not that it's
in a super
it's not
state.
just that you don't know, it's literally true.
in both. And there's a 50% chance it can go either way.
Yeah, after you open it. But while it's unopened,
it's in both states.
It is in both states at the same time.
Okay.
Yeah.
I think it just, I just think it ties into the whole, just the science versus religion, rational versus irrational, fate, everything.
Well, I think you might have summarized this well earlier, but I think Larry's kind of in that state of never opening the box. Like, he never actually wants to take action because he's terrified of everything horrible happening, but pretty much everything horrible is happening to you anyway.
Yeah, it's just, I don't know though. It's strange because Cy Abelman, he's not a good man. Like, no. I don't think we are meant to.
He's a serious man.
Yeah, he's a serious.
Is he?
I'm a serious man.
Oh my god!
But
such a good movie.
Like, he is running his life very. It seems like he's got it all together.
Yeah,
but
he's
then
gaming the system.
But then the way we judge him as viewers isn't like, well, this guy's, he's got it.
His name is
like,
fucking
that's who
Abel.
I want to be. It's not like that.
His name is Abelman. Like, and you see, he drives like a nice car. He has a nice house. He's like heading to the golf course. Like, he's basically just going to insert himself into Larry's life and take over.
Yeah.
That's so funny.
Yeah.
And his kids are such little dicks. Like, so kind of tying this into our own lives about unpredictability. Basically, in the whole movie, progressively, Larry just gets more and more frustrated about what's happening and keeps saying, like, what is going on? And becoming more irate and, like, yelling at his colleagues at the university. He starts yelling at his kids. He yells at his brothers. Like, he's trying to just, like, handle it. And it's, that's like a very, I don't know. He does it, I love how it builds because it's like a very, I don't know, realistic portrayal of how, like, we handle stress in actual life. Because, like, in certain situations, like, the more you try to take control of your life or take control of a situation, like, sometimes it does just go to shit.
Yeah.
Like, sometimes misfortune is just going to have your way with it. Or its way with you. So I want to connect that to
Mario Party
and board games. So if you're enjoying the cast up until now, you're going to enjoy the rest of it.
Yeah.
So,
I mean, I am a person that gets extremely incensed when I play Mario Party.
So
it doesn't make sense.
we have a specific anecdote we want to tell here.
Yeah.
So, what is it? Mario Party 8 or 9? What's the newest
it's
one?
just called
Super Mario
Super
Party?
Mario Party.
So there's a new Mario Party game on the Switch. And unlike, as far as I know, previous games, one change they made... So it's basically a board game. It's pretty much a video game of a board game. You roll dice, you move around a board, you know, get various objectives, whatever. But, so, traditionally, these Mario Party games have, like, a big cast of Mario characters that everyone can play as, you know, just to, like, differentiate yourself. It's fun, blah, blah, pick your favorite Mario character. In this game, though, they made it so instead of just rolling the typical, like, 1 through 6 die that, like, everyone has, every character also has the option to roll a die that's specific to that character, and they're all different.
Ooh.
Yeah.
So, for example, like, I think Luigi has, like, a sort of like a safer die where,
Yeah.
like, the middle 3 are all 4s, so you're like, you can roll that, and then you're more likely to get just like a middle of the road number, but you won't like be able to get any of the higher numbers, basically. But you're less likely to get a low number, so in some situations it's good. The problem with this is, we played a game where I, without really looking at any of the, you know, dies or anything, I didn't even plan this. I picked Bowser, and Bowser's dice is, if I remember correctly,
There's two.
so it's every dice excited. So two of the things you could roll were like minus three coins, which is a penalty. You're not moving. It sucks. Losing the coins isn't that bad, but you know you wouldn't want to hit this at all. But then his other rolls
like
are
two
like
10s and two 11s.
no, it's like I think it's like 7, 9, 10, 11 or something crazy. Most people are only going to be hitting between 1 and 6 in any die, and Bowser can get so lucky that he can move pretty much twice what anyone could hope to get.
Right. And you
So-
get hero dice
So it's
now,
worth
so you
the
can
risk.
move. But it's not even a risk. Like,
Well, it is a risk, but in the game we played where I was Bowser, I never hit any of the penalties, and I was hitting 10s the whole game. I was running around the board, buying every star.
yeah, he
And-
destroyed us.
That was one factor. The other factor was there's this bottleneck on the board we picked where, like, if you hit a certain block, a boulder rolls out and brings
Okay.
everyone back to the beginning.
Yeah.
But everyone else on the board was in the line of this boulder, and they hit every single spot where
We
the
got
boulder
it like
would be.
3 or 4
Yeah,
times.
like, it
in
can
a
only
row.
happen once per game per, like, spot or whatever, but they hit every single one of them. So I'm running around, I buy, like, 3 stars in the time they take to get over this, like, one, like, 10-block stretch of board. And everyone's pissed at me, and I'm just like...
I wasn't pissed at you. I was pissed at, like...
At the game design.
Well, I really wasn't as mad as, like, y'all make me out to be. I was disappointed that I was, like...
It wasn't fun.
It
wasn't fun for any of
They
us.
took, like, a pure game of luck. Like, it's
Yeah.
not a game about skill, and we're gonna get into that in a little bit. And they just totally handicap certain characters.
Yeah,
Like, it just didn't
it's
make
so
any
strange that they
sense.
went in the direction of more luck.
Well,
Or
But
more
but it's
randomness.
not.
I think it's sort of more skill, I guess, because it's giving you more options to choose from, but...
I mean, if it's okay,
But I kind of noticed...
But since it's random...
yeah, it's not. It's like
It's just giving you different... Yeah.
like, Mario Tennis...
vectors for luck.
Mario Tennis and this game, I've noticed, like, some characters are just flat out better than others. And it's kind of just... Like, why? Why? I don't know, like,
Well,
the
at least
Mario Party
the
games
thing
we
is-
played, like, from the N64 to the GameCube, like, there was no difference between any characters.
I think it's important to say
Yeah.
here that even in Mario Tennis, you can have more than one person play the same character, so it doesn't matter that
Really?
much there. I think so.
But I mean-
But Mario Party, we should note, one person gets to play a character, no one else can choose it.
Yeah.
So
It's just odd.
someone could have a huge, like, lucky potential advantage.
I mean,
Yeah.
when we played, when I used to play Mario Party 4, we would always,
which I think is the best one. People say?
Yeah. I mean, I think that's the first one on the GameCube.
On the GameCube, yeah.
Yeah, it's good. The mini games are really good, but the only thing that anyone would care about was the mini game trophy, like or whatever.
Yeah, that's the one that
star,
matters.
the mini game star that you get at the end.
Oh man, I feel like there's something super like psychological about the fact that, or I don't know how you would describe it. So when you're playing Mario Party, the objective is always there's like stars that'll appear on the board. You get there, you spend like 10 coins, you get the star, and then it moves somewhere else.
Yeah.
At the end of the game, unless you turn it off, there's an award ceremony where these random stars, well, not random, stars for various different like objectives will be given out to various people before like the total is calculated or whatever. But you don't know which ones are going to come up. So there's like one bonus star for whoever wins the most mini games that you play between
one
each
for
round.
like the
There's
random,
Most
the, like,
distance
events.
covered, most items.
Like there's sometimes they give them to like people who like landed on the most bad spaces and stuff like that.
Totally
It's all,
random.
well, I'm not sure if it's random or if it tries to balance it out or what. But the point is, you play this whole game, so you're playing a basically random game. You're trying to play it skillfully such that you get all the stars, and then at the end, it still slaps you with more randomness that might make it so even though you played as best as you possibly could, you still lose.
I mean, it just gives you, it just makes it. Some games that suck, like that. Actually, Settlers is kind of like this.
We'll get to
sometimes.
Settlers in a second.
But anyway, some
Michael
games
wants to talk about Settlers
you
too.
know, like too early when someone is gonna win.
That's exactly what Michael wanted to say about Settlers.
Yeah,
Okay.
we'll get into that in a little bit.
All right. Well, yeah.
Like once in that Bowser game, once I had 2 stars and everyone else had 0, the game was over.
Yeah.
Because like the winning star count in that game is usually like 3 stars or
Okay.
something.
Yeah.
Right?
But this thing with the random stars kind of balances it out, where you're like, oh, well, maybe like I'm gonna get like
yeah, but
these.
the game ended with I had 3 stars and the most anyone else had was 1.
What's weird about this?
So-
What's weird about this Mario Party versus like older ones, and what was so fun about the old ones is like everyone had the same mobility because everyone had the same diet. I'm not even like trying to make that a huge criticism of Super Mario Party, but okay, the stars were more expensive. They're 20 coins. Like it's way more difficult to get the maps are bigger. It's way more difficult to get a star.
In the previous games, you mean?
Yeah, like you have more mobility to like most of the items in the older games were to like if somebody got a star, like it was as viable of an option to just steal their star as it was to go for the next star. But in this one, it was like the maps are so small,
the maps
and the
are
items
small.
were so freaking good. Like you can get a pipe that takes you right to the star for like 20 coins or something like that.
it was ridiculous.
It was just like they made it very like I don't even know.
It's like
I don't
want to say rubber bandy because I honestly don't know if there's a system behind the scenes that's like trying to make it more fair to everyone or not.
Yeah.
Like that's the whole Mario Kart thing, right? People don't like Mario Kart because they think it's not competitive because the worse you do, the better items you get.
Yeah.
But I feel like
you can for the
skill ultimately balances it out. There's going to be a random thing in Mario Kart every once in a while where you get hit by a blue shell right before you win the game.
I actually think they've gone in the direction in Mario Kart of skill because
I think so too.
With the new one, or whoever's really good consistently wins.
Yeah.
Like, it's not random.
But going on Mario Party,
and that's rubber banding, right? This is just the point I was trying to make there. I don't know if they do that.
Yeah, I mean, Mario Kart. There is I think that's much more skill based.
Yes, I mean, I think it's moved towards it. I think.
Like even if you're 8th
was
place and you get the best items, it's still really hard to win.
Yeah.
Right.
But some people still do get really pissed when someone gets that bullet bill. And if you're in
Zoom
12th place, you just like get to like 5th.
Yeah.
But you never get to 1st. Like, or you can.
You could, but
I just think it's weird. Mario Party was essentially like the perfect video game board game. Like perfect party game. Like you could be winning for maybe more than half the game with 2 stars or something like that. and then someone just steals your star and is able to take another star, and that was like the fun of the game.
Yeah, it was fun.
Like you could get screwed, but you also had the option of like still winning the game. With this one, it was like once someone gets momentum, that's pretty much it.
I think that could happen in this game. It didn't in any of the games we played though.
Yeah.
Like, so at very least, it's not balanced so that every game is going to be good, which is not good.
It was just
not good game design.
It was okay. I think it's for kids.
Yeah, we should say these are all the games we've talked about are Nintendo games that are intended for like 5 and up. So
we're 3 blind mice. But I do want to talk about, I guess, board games in general. Yeah. So there's Catan, maybe not so much Monopoly. What are some board games that really just piss people off?
Catan is interesting because it...
Wait. What are some board games besides Catan?
Monopoly.
People get
Monopoly
really mad
pisses me off so bad.
Poker, and that's not really a board game. It's like the same
I think
approach.
you could name every game here, Michael. I don't know.
No, but like...
Because the thing about any games and people getting mad is that there's always going to be... There's two... I'm not going to say 2 types of people. There's 2 reasons to get mad if you're playing a game.
Yeah.
One is you're getting outskilled and it's not fun, and the other is you're getting outlucked and it's not fun.
Yeah, but getting outskilled is way better than getting outlucked.
Yeah, because at least you feel like there's something you can build.
Yeah, something you can learn. I've been playing... Oh, what's that game? I forgot what it's called, but it's like this deck building game.
Dominion?
No. I forgot what it's called. It's called... No.
Netrunner?
No.
Okay, I don't know.
Alright, I forgot. Anyway, it doesn't have any dice. There is an element of luck because the deck, like the cards you draw off the deck are random, but it makes it, you like draw 5 cards and then you pick like the ones that you want to keep, basically. Mm-hmm. And everyone does this throughout the game, and you feel like as you are building your deck that you could have made a different choice because you're given so many options.
Yeah.
That like if someone does better than you, you're like, well, they usually the person who does better is the person who like had a plan of like,
right.
And then that plan that they executed worked well with whatever the instance of that game. So it wasn't like they just like rolled. Just got a bunch of good resources.
That never rolled -3 coin.
Yeah, exactly. So there is a feeling that you can improve.
Right.
But if it's luck, if it's Monopoly, you're just like, all right, well,
yeah,
like I can't do it. You can do very little.
What stinks about Monopoly is that Catan isn't really a power thing. Like the person who wins like accrues the most points. It's not like a game of domination. Like Monopoly, by the end of it, like the winner is just destroy you.
Catan can be though.
I don't know. It's
like getting.
Actually, Catan usually ends pretty close.
And Risk is the same.
Right? I mean, at least when I played, it ends pretty close.
I think Catan is tuned so that almost everyone in the game will usually feel like they're about to win.
Which makes it.
I feel like
makes suck.
That makes it like. Okay, it makes it suck in the case where you don't feel like you're gonna win and you haven't since the beginning of the game. Okay. To me, at least.
Yeah.
Well, I think I just mean it makes it suck in that you feel like so close to victory. Like like the thing
that
about
does
Catan,
have tensions. Yeah.
That's very tense is that you're building this entire thing, the whole game, and you get all these points, and you're like, and you also don't know when someone is about to win. So they just kind of announce it, and then you're like, oh, shit. Like, I was about to do that. Well, that's happened so many times to me.
Let's talk about, I don't know if, like, all 4 people have the potential to win. Maybe, like, 2 are, like, close runners towards the end. Like, it's usually between, like, 2, you know?
It depends.
I guess. I mean, it varies from game to game. But this is a lot of people... Okay, I want to make the connection of, like, unpredictability and a serious man with Catan. Uh-huh. So the beginning of a Catan game, based on your initial rolls, like you pick your hexes with your probability of getting like favorable cards that are going to play out for the rest of the game.
Yeah. Should we summarize Catan?
Yeah, I guess.
I feel like most people who are listening to this have probably played.
But they balance it out, right? So that like when you're picking the.
So it's sort of like a. you're set out on this hexagon grid of different resources, and basically you have these little houses that you put down, and if it's adjacent to one of the resources, then if you roll the number that's on that hex, you get the resource.
Yeah.
So the reason the beginning of the game is important is because you place your initial houses from which you can, expand out to build more houses. So the positioning at the beginning of the game is actually very important to how you're going to do for the rest of the game.
Yeah.
And pretty much going into a game, like, some people really do have this mentality of just like, oh, if I just focus and try really hard, I'm going to win. And it's not really a game of skill. Like, you can basically...
I
disagree.
I don't.
Well, okay, so the beginning stage, they try and balance it out. Because you put down one house, and then it goes around the other way.
Yeah, but...
So then the person who was last gets to put down the second house first.
There's usually, like, 2 hex clusters that are just the best. Like, supreme. They'll have, like, a 6 and an 8 with, like, 1 wood and 1 brick.
If you look at it only in that way, now we're getting into settlers a lot. But if you look at, like, the harbors, then that's another option that those resources may not be next to.
But
it is random because it could be that because you build the board.
Yeah, the hexes are laid out randomly.
But I'm saying skill is not going to solely win the game for you.
I think
and some people get this mentality of like I have friends that expect to win everything that they play and they cannot stand the thought of losing.
Yeah.
So like halfway through, like RNG games are dominantly luck-based games. Get so pissed, and it's like we could have just rolled a dice, and whoever got the highest number wins the game. Like, that's essentially the game. I don't know.
I think you're making Catan sound too luck-based. I don't know.
Yeah, I think it's a mix.
It's a lot of strategy.
Yeah.
There
are definitely consistent winners in Catan, at least with people I've played with. Like, there are people who are very good at it, and people who aren't.
Okay. I used to win Catan a lot, and then I've been on like a losing streak for like the past 2 years. So
maybe everybody else got better and won strategy.
So you're just
them consistently rolling 6s means I'm bad at the game. But no, what I meant to get at,
Michael, you got to get a diverse set of numbers so that no matter when a dice
you get a
roll,
1,
you get a
11, and a
resource.
12. What I meant to get at is that there's no reason at getting mad at the game.
Yeah,
There's always
definitely.
a probability that you're going to lose.
That's well, okay, my thing with Catan is I won't get mad at the randomness. If the rolls come up bad, I don't get mad. If someone deliberately screws me over, I do get mad. Because there's not many ways you can screw people over in Catan, because it's sort of like a parallel single-player game you're playing on the same board. Not really, but you can claim stuff people are clearly going for, cut people's roads off so they can't expand them anymore, consistently steal from them.
Yep.
There's a few ways you can really screw with people.
Yeah.
And those ways can get me angry.
It's the worst when people play Catan in a vindictive...
hyper-competitive.
Yeah.
Well, without really caring. Like, sometimes people just, like, steal from the same person to see them get incensed or something.
Right.
Yeah, that's not too much fun.
Yeah.
But I don't know, the last, like, few times I've played Catan, like, I thought I got decent hex clusters, or, I mean, I haven't gotten the best, but essentially, like, luck did not go in my favor,
right.
And it was just kind of, it's like, okay, like,
Yeah,
I'm not gonna win this game and I have to play it for the next hour. Like, I'm just gonna enjoy it and see how it goes, and then I don't know, somebody else is playing like the same thing. Like, luck has been going their way the entire game, and maybe like 3 moves will go wrong, and that ends up them like losing the game at some point, and they're just like furious. I don't know, and there just has to be a point. It's a stupid board game, but there has to be a point where you just have to let go. Like, fate or the luck of the die is gonna have its way with you, and you really have no control of it. And that's why these games are so much fun, because a degree of it is out of your control. Like, there's no way to guarantee you're gonna win 100% of the time.
Yeah, it's not like chess, or, you know.
Yeah,
Right.
It's not an entirely skill-based game, but Yeah, that's what I wanted to get into. But
No, and you did relate it exactly back to the themes of.
I mean, yeah,
Serious Man.
yeah, that is, yeah. Essentially,
yeah,
Larry just can't
like do you
accept the roles.
ever feel like you just have bad weeks and then like really good weeks?
I mean, this whole
Yeah.
year for me has been pretty bad. If you look
Oh.
at just like things that are out of my control, losing my wallet, the car battery thing, getting hit by another car, it wasn't
Yeah.
my fault, all this stuff happened, and I don't know. I didn't get mad about it.
Yeah, it's
But-
not worth getting mad about.
Yeah, yeah. I mean, it just whatever. Like,
I feel like when
But are you being a Larry when you allow this stuff to happen? Or do you need to be a Cy Abelman, will to power?
no.
Do
I
you-
don't think you need to be a Cy Abelman. I don't know what. I feel like you just need to. I feel like you just need to be like, well, today is shitty. Like today sucked.
well, what if
and
there's like a
that's
cascade of
okay.
misfortune?
But what if you're not in? What if you're not in A Serious Man? What if you're in No Country for Old Men? Anton Chigurh walks into your gas station and asks you what's the most you've ever lost in a coin flip.
Oh my god.
Because let's face it, every Coen Brothers movie is the same movie essentially.
That's true.
But
I don't know about that.
yeah,
I mean, they deal with the
No,
same.
no, not always.
They deal with similar like fate, randomness, chance, kind of.
I guess there's like an.
cascading effects, like what you said.
Yeah,
I don't
and I
think
feel
it
like
always has to do
a lot
with
of their
fate.
criticisms are on like character and how people deal with.
Not fate, but like uncaring universe or uncaring
Yeah.
larger system is
Yeah.
Right,
basically what every.
Yeah.
Well,
I feel
maybe
like
not, yeah.
I,
They all have they have a similar set of themes that they return to, even if they're not all 100% the same, essentially.
That's fair. It's true. Yeah,
And it's not bad.
you
it's
can really
good.
tell when there's I don't know like a Coen. I've never really described it with like a Coen brother. Like what makes a Coen brother film a Coen? It's like
But
the rhythm of the movie.
A Serious Man
That's-
is. I mean, yeah, you definitely can tell a Coen brother movie.
But
I think.
why?
I don't know.
Like I don't
The
think
way
it's
the dialogue.
yeah, but
works,
also
or-
like I think like the structure of the movie. I think Matthew was saying like structure is very consistent.
Hmm.
I mean,
amongst
there
them.
are movies that aren't Coen Brothers movies that deal with similar topics that you could confuse for one. Like, I don't know, Punch Drunk Love you could confuse for a Coen Brothers movie.
Yeah, but that's still
Pretty
for some
similar to
reason
A
it
Serious
doesn't
Man,
feel
but-
like a Coen brother movie, and I'd have to like rewatch it and rewatch it.
One thing that I thought was kind of special about A Serious Man, or maybe it's not. Maybe I just haven't seen the other movies as much, or as many times. Is that it deals with it doesn't make a claim that knowing that the world or the universe is uncaring, or that like that the uncertainty principle is mathematically true, doesn't lend you anything in life. Like it doesn't
Yeah.
give you anything to know the
Right.
uncaringness of
If
the
anything,
universe.
acting like it's not true.
Yeah,
Well,
I think it's like helpful in a way because you're just
Not
like,
in the movie, though. Is
Yeah.
what we're saying.
yeah.
well, it's because Larry's a loser.
But he is kind of like he is this kind of very rational math. Like I think the reason they chose a mathematical person or a math professor is because he doesn't consider,
Can't rationalize fate.
or he doesn't consider truth outside of mathematical
Right.
formula.
Okay.
And so because that doesn't
He's
But-
all about inputs and outputs. He thinks if he does... Well, he thinks if he does the right thing, it'll help him, but he's also bad at it. So that's sort of the engine that moves him through the whole movie, is he thinks he's one step away from solving all his problems. He's not even good at doing what he thinks he needs to do, so he just creates more problems for himself.
yeah.
What's funny about the tornado scene is I don't think you know how he gives him a C and it gives him a C minus.
Yeah.
I think it was giving. I don't think it was the C that
The
potentially
minus.
set off the chain of events. I think it was the minus, which is hilarious. Okay. Well, do we want to wrap this up? Or...
But okay, yeah. I mean, I was just saying that I think it's. I don't know if the Coen brothers do this in their other movies. I think their other movies are much more like you can't do much. Like
No,
what do you mean?
now that Matthew said that, I'm kind of seeing it. Like, I think everything's... a lot of Coen Brothers movies deal with a character pretty much having, no control over their circumstances.
yeah, but I feel like this one is kind of saying...
I mean, well, I guess the thing is, if you think about it, Cy Abelman still dies in a car crash. Anton Chigurh also dies in a car crash. Like, all the characters that do try to harness, their force of will over the universe still get struck down.
That's true.
In their movies.
That is true.
And, like, No Country for Old Men, like, both sides of the spectrum aren't safe. Like, the reason Chigurh was able to find Llewellyn Moss is because he went to give that, like, dying man water. Like, that's the only reason he was able to catch up with him. They would have never known who took the money.
I'm just thinking of the song and how Marshak repeats it to the kid.
Oh, the Jefferson Airplane song?
Because this is like the wisest guy in the movie is kind of just like
nonsense.
Well, I mean, there is a message there.
I mean, it's a demystification of... I thought that scene was supposed to say, like, no one knows any better than anyone else.
Yeah, but I mean, I agree, but I think part of it is just like, how do you deal with that knowledge?
Yeah.
Yeah.
You just accept it and, I don't know,
Yeah.
go about your day.
Yeah.
Take credit for the good, don't take credit for the bad. That's what I'll say.
I don't know if I agree with that. 3, 2, 1. Welcome to Mind Mode.
Welcome to 3 Blind Ice.
1, Matthew. 2, Stanlin.
I'm changing my name. It's going to be Melchior.
And 4, a.k.a. the half,
Melchior.
Mika, sitting in the window.
So do we got any recommendations?
Yeah. Anybody have any recommendations? This is going to be a short cast this week. It's going to be a smoke show. It's going to suck. And it's a short cast. We're only going to do recommendations this week. So, if we have any. What did I watch recently that I told you guys to watch? Nothing.
The Informant?
Or no, I didn't say to watch
talked
that.
about that.
I said to watch... Or no, I didn't say to watch
Oh,
anything. I just watched Rebels of a Neon God. Great movie.
Oh, that's a great movie.
I'm going to say watch Rebels of a Neon God. It's about...
kids.
It's about cities.
Where are the kids?
It's about how living close together can mean interfering with each other's lives in weird ways. It's about kids. It's about Taiwan riding around on a motorcycle.
Arcades.
Fun. Arcades. Scooter, I guess.
Stealing chips.
Dude,
arcades.
when he... I'm not going to spoil it, but I'll say something after the cast.
Okay. I don't really have anything.
Stanlin Skip.
I started reading.
SS.
I started reading Foucault's Pendulum.
Great book.
Umberto Eco.
Roberto?
Umberto.
Umbrella.
Umberto.
Mm.
It's very good. I'm still reading it.
Who's the author of that book you were reading earlier?
Saturday?
No, the Entitled Opinions guy. What's his name?
Robert Harrison.
Robert Harrison. He said that's one of the only good novels of the 20th century.
Really?
Yeah.
I've got a recommendation.
The last good novel.
Patriotism.
Okay, Michael.
I pledge allegiance to the flag.
Hey,
the United
wait!
States
I have
of
something to say.
America.
Actually,
And
guys,
to the Republic.
get out and vote.
For which
you need
it
to go
stands.
vote
Yeah.
today.
It's
One
imperative.
nation. Under God.
You need to vote.
Indivisible.
Your right and your duty.
For liberty and justice for all.
3, 2, 1. Welcome to Mind Mode. Theme song. Good stuff.
Dude, that was our best podcast.
That's pretty good. Yeah, you guys have a lot of great stuff to say.
Don't cut any of that.
Oh no, that was good.